It is currently 20 to midnight, and I'm gonna make the cinnamon buns that take me 2 hours, closer to 3. Yay! This is second time making them. The first attempt was an attempt, so this is gonna go well. This is gonna go well. And I've got new ideas. I'll make the batter a bit better because the batter originally, it wasn't bad. We can always do better. Also, this is the shirt that I made last night. It's a little bit hard. It's supposed to be a ribcage. Supposed to be. Doesn't mean it will be. First things first. I actually need to get the recipe out. That probably should be the first thing. I'm very sad because I've had to take off all my rings because we're going to be making dough and it just won't mix. But anyway. Now, this is an American recipe. My dad has enlightened me on the fact that American bread flour is just plain flour. Which I didn't know. You know, I thought plain flour, I know Americans call it all-purpose, but, you know, I'm still going to use English bread flour, but I'm going to do half and half bread flour and self-raising, see if it works. Because I'm going to be making a lot of cinnamon buns. I think I'm mainly going to be making cinnamon buns for the next few years. The recipe is interesting. Step 1, prepare the dough. Oh yeah, I've got to microwave milk. I've got to warm it, and the recipe says to microwave it. It always off-puts me because my mum told me a brilliant story when she was younger. And in England, we have a lot of, like, when you're in primary school, they make you drink milk. I got a little carton of it, no, a plastic bottle of it, and they would give it to you during break time. You'd have to drink your milk before you did anything. I hated it. I didn't want to drink this stupid little thing of milk when all my friends were out playing because my mum and my dad decided to continue this little thing of me drinking milk until I was in about year 5. I would have been about 9 at the time. Maybe it might not have been year 5, but I was a lot older than most of the other kids that had stopped drinking milk, and I still had to sit down every day and drink my stupid milk before I could go out and play. Anyway. Warm milk. When my mum was younger, when she was in primary, they would put the milk on radiators. I don't know why they did this. They just did. And once they left it on the radiator for a bit too long before giving it to my mum. And it had curdled. And so she drank curdled milk. And now she refuses to drink milk. Which, honestly, I get. But that has been passed on to me as a aversion to warm milk. My mum doesn't like custard for a similar reason. I love custard, so, you know, all that's been passed on. But I did buy new milk today because we have none in the house because, this family does not drink milk. I drink milk. I use milk. I don't drink. That is a lie. I have drunk a glass of milk before. It's actually really nice. Don't knock it till you try. Just don't, you know, warm it up first. What new milk? So, Sainsbury's milk, 85p. And for some reason, the amount of milk I need is in grams, not milliliters, as you would think, because it's a liquid. 180 grams of milk. It's a great shot. I can use that for the thumbnail. I had a really stupid face onto me. It's 194 grams. Normally I'm not as pedantic, but I want to perfect the recipe before I freestyle it. Good enough. Shouldn't say that when I say, oh, I want to perfect this recipe. Anyway. But, you know. Shout out to... It's not my favourite fizzy citrus drink, but I do love a fizzy citrus. I was looking for the next step after I measure it, and it's to microwave the stupid milk. I don't like this. Yeah, put it on the 30 seconds, because I'm still nervous about the milk. Sorry, I can see the little like audio bar underneath me, and every time I move my arm it moves because these are can tabs kept together by safety pins, and they jingle. This hand does not jingle because I got these from the Halloween store. It's done now, thank God. It's a great little Halloween store, and it has apparently the best thing to dress up as for Halloween is an alternative person. I'm not kidding when I say this. They have an entire like subsection of wool dedicated to being able to dress up as a punk. I find that really funny as an alternative. It's like, oh, we are making being a poser a national holiday, it seems. That's not. However, great place to get bracelets. They're also cheap. The milk is warm. Oh, this is where I have to use the... I really don't like yeast. It's actually vile. Vile. I sound posh. Hey! Welcome to, again, attempting to make cinnamon buns. Didn't go well last time. How are you at midnight? Yeast time. That's a bad idea. Yeah, I don't know why I'm still awake either, but you know, these cinnamon buns aren't gonna make themselves. Also, sorry I couldn't stay for like most of your stream from when I did join, but I was falling asleep on my sofa. Not the best so I did go to bed. It was fun to see other people stream. Here's my measuring stick. It's half a tablespoon. I need a teaspoon. It wasn't a terrible impression, but it was definitely an interesting one. It's definitely memorable. Trying to find a measuring spoon. But those are the best, you know, when you don't actually know what's going on and you're kind of just there. Yeast time. It says 2 1/4 teaspoons. But you know, we're just gonna I think rolling with it is probably the best option. And also, rolling with it is fun. You try to have too much control over something, it does get a bit boring. I seem to have lost my sugar, which is great. Had to buy more sugar because we've used all of it. Oops. 50 grams of sugar. I was talking with this, he was French. I get a lot of French people in these streams. This guy was not French American, he was just French. And it was quite interesting. So we ended up just talking about cameras for a good 30 minutes. Oh, the yeast smells so bad now. I hate the smell of yeast. I really, really hate the smell of yeast. It just smells so bad. Okay. I have to let the yeast sit for 5 minutes. So I'll pop a quick timer on. Yeah. How's your day been, Muted? Has it been fun? Here's the lovely... Oh, you can't even see that. POV shot of yeast. If something the French flocked me, it's that 8% I'm 8% French and they can smell it out. Yeah. At least there's tomorrow. I think having a job currently would be a bit annoying. I mean, I don't have a job, so I can't really, but yeah, the best part about a job is the weekends. Hopefully tomorrow will be a bit more chill. All my previous jobs that I've had have been hospitality, so I've been very, very thankful to just not have. Once I leave the premises, the only way they can get me to work again is if they get me back onto the premises. However, they did do that quite a bit. Thankfully, my job, well, all the jobs I have had have, been. I don't take my work home. Well, I didn't. Now I just don't do anything. 57 grams of butter. I'm glad to have only, I say glad, I've only worked in hospitality, so I think I'm saved from retail. I have tried to get into retail, but I've tried to do like volunteering jobs, and they all require 3 references, and I have to first call the references so that they know that they are being my references, and but then the volunteer place is going to call the references. I do have enough work experience to have 3 references, but I don't want to call them because all of them is leaving on. Yeah. Hopefully you are right and they don't call them, but it'd be the one time they do call people. And they'll figure it out. But for now, my job is full-time student. I would love, to be fair, my friends probably would become fake references for me. But I've got some interesting friends. They're not like weird or anything. But they have a creative side, I'll put it like that. So I have a feeling it could go very much one of 2 ways if I ask them to be fake references. This recipe requires a really specific amount of butter. It requires 57 grams of butter. We have no clean towel. Yeah, that makes sense. We have lovely. Still can't see the there's the yeast. You sound like a model employee. Oh shit, the butter. Yeah, I really hate the smell of yeast as well, so this is going great for me. I don't know why I put my phone away, that has the recipe on it. Time. These eggs are fresh from the chickens today because we went egg collecting. They're moving up in the world. Oh wait, this is the part I'm not good at. I have to manage to separate an egg and an egg yolk. Just manage people, you know. Got egg yolk on my fingers as well. It's actually massive egg yolk as well. Just pretend to be a people person, you know? I'm sure it's totally easy. But just be one of those really weird managers and carry around like a massive iPad, and every time someone tries to talk to you, just hold the iPad in front of your face or something. Run away. I'm gonna take a photo of the yeast. It looks so stupid. I feel like that would be me as a manager as well. Just completely ignore every other duty I have and just chat to people online. I'll see it. I actually managed to break the egg yolks yet. fair, fair. I feel like if I was a manager, I would only be good at being a manager if I just got to sit in an office and tell people what to do, not actually have to talk to people. But I feel like that's just me. Now, this is the fun part, and by that I mean this is where I deviate from the recipe a little bit. I'm going to put the egg back in the fridge before it goes off. 180 grams of self-raising, 200 grams of self-raising and 260 of bread. Because I don't trust that much self-raising flour. There we go. 'This is the point in which I need to put my apron back on. Oh dear, oh dear. I just dropped every single other apron that we have on the floor, which I think is a great start. Oh wow. It does not look at all appetizing. So lovely. So delicious. But at least it's time for the flour, I think. I know, right? It looks so good. So appetizing. Yay. Remove bowl from a mixer and use a wooden spoon to stir it. Stir in the flour until a dough begins to form. I'm not using a mixer, but I will get my wooden spoon in. This is in fact not my favourite wooden spoon, and I do in fact have a favourite wooden spoon. My favourite wooden spoon is in the basement of my uni accommodation. I do also have a favourite spatula. I think it is also in the basement of my uni accommodation. Why does it look so bad? Why does it genuinely look horrific? Most of my stuff is in the basement of my uni accommodation because they let us store it in there if we're moving back in the new year, which me and my flat are doing. So half of everything that I use day to day is just not here. It's great. But one day I will have it back. It's really appetizing, and I don't think you can see it properly. Oh, that's lovely. I have also bought a Sainsbury's cinnamon roll, Taste the Difference cinnamon roll, and I will be trying both and seeing which one is better. Because why not? Also, why is your spatula... Is it a drawer in the kitchen? Because otherwise I feel like that's slightly concerning. Huh. I mean, at least you managed to put it back together. That is pretty impressive. We've had a handle fallen off one of our kitchen drawers. It's kitchen drawer down here. And we just haven't put it back on. So we have to basically do Jenga to access it. It's not fun. I feel like you're more put together than our house. This is a very interesting looking dough. It says stir until it looks like a dough. It's not really looking like a dough. I didn't say you were completely put together, you're just more put together than me. Which isn't really hard. Okay. I'm gonna have a go at kneading this dough. Which does mean all of my bracelets have to come off. Boo. But I'm gonna reward myself. nice dusty surface. Just put my arm in butter. Lovely. Look at this absolutely lush dough. It's so nice and so appetizing. Look at how nice that looks. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Ooh, that's... I really don't like that. I'm just attempting that kneading it will mix it together. Have fun in those 10 minutes. Nothing interesting will happen in 10 minutes. Don't worry. It's just going to be me struggling with dough. Emphasis on struggling. It's sticking to the... The dough is at least forming up a little bit now. And the recipe says knead for 8 to 10 minutes, but that is using a stand mixer. I'm just going to kind of knead it until it doesn't, you know. I'm glad I'm wearing an apron. I say I hate yeast as if I'm not going to attempt to make bread at some point. I very much am. Because there was a point in time where I can't speak today, where I wanted to apply for Bake Off. I still might. I don't think I'm going to get in. It's mainly just for fun. You just be like, oh, I applied for Bake Off. Again, I don't think I will even yet, but you know, one day it could be very fun. Okay, that's a dough of some description. It's a very floury dough, but it's a dough. Which is good because it's going to take a while to prove. Last time I did this, I put it in a very small bowl I'm not going to make that mistake again. I think I put it in a small bowl. Can't actually remember what I did last time, so, you know, this will be fun. Dough. Maybe I don't keep these lights on. Too bright. Dough. Oh, I need olive oil for this. You're supposed to put olive oil around the bowl. The way I like to do it, because I'm heavy-handed with olive oil. Is coat a bit of olive oil, bit of tea towel, it's not tea towel, paper towel. There's a reason I do it this way. My head keeps getting cut off. Now, I'm going to wash my hands and then get my phone out to check the recipe. I believe the next step, lightly grease the bowl with olive oil, cover with plastic wrap and the warm towel. I don't have a warm towel, it's just going to be a towel. Put the film. Oh no. Great time to learn that we don't have any cling film. We've done that more cling film. A lot of kitchen foil. Kitchen. Huh. Well. I'll be back in a minute. Let me take the apron off first. I was doing some very frantic Google searching. What to do if I don't have cling film when proving? Okay, I just need to make a seal. Great, I can do that. Probably. Maybe. I use a plate. Okay. Plate. Where is my dish towel? Towel. This is a damp towel. It's not damp enough. Damp tea towel. That works. That works. Now it must. Now we let it wait. We let it sit for an hour. Yay! I know. I need to buy tomorrow. Like every day I'm going out and buying stuff. Oh, the bin smells so bad. the kitchen is a bit of a mess, because if you look, lovely flower, absolutely lovely. Hello! You've just missed a really, really terrible attempt at making dough. And it needs to prove for an hour. It's going to be a long hour. I know, completely wild. It's now just cleaning up the mess that I made with flour. It's not terrible. Dipping half my hair in it. It's this. It's not bad, but it's annoying, and I think that's worse. Actually, this butter needs to soften for the fun bit of cinnamon buns, the filling. I also don't have cling film, so it's not bad, but it's annoying to clean up. And me and flour don't get along. It's the most annoying. Okay, no, it's not as bad as yeast, but it is quite annoying. Mainly because I manage to get it all over my clothes whenever I use it. But that could just be a me problem. It's mainly gone now. For real, for real, for real. You will be seeing cinnamon buns, but you might have to wait until about 2:30 in the morning. Probably closer to 3. And hello, other person that has joined. Welcome to cinnamon buns. Well, cinnamon buns not currently, but soon. The first time I made them, I didn't actually realise I had to prove them for a second time, so I had to just give up and put them in the fridge and then cook them in the morning, which, you know, works, I guess. I'm scraping off the dough with my nail. It's not going great, but, you know, how is everyone? Oh, nice. I do not speak Portuguese, but I do know someone that speaks Portuguese. I also know someone that speaks Spanish relatively fluently, and once they had a conversation in front of me and I understood none of it. It was great. I was drunk at the time, so I did feel like I felt a lot drunker than I was. It's always great to have. Do you consistently have 4 great days out of every month, or is this a new thing that's occurring? Because if you have just like consistently, you have to 4 random days that are great, you know. I envy you. Okay, fair. I get it. Well, I'm a uni student and it's summer, so not really, but that does sound pretty good. I'm an English and media student, hence why I'm doing this. This started out as a way for me to get experience in the industry, and now I just do it for fun. Because, you know, it's fun. At least to me. I need a tiny. I've finished first year, so now, you know, waiting for uni to start again. Because I'm getting a seat. It is not really a lot for me to do here. Again, hence this. I really should do the washing up. I am English, born and raised in England. I don't think I could be like a STEM student, like a science, technology, engineering and maths. I know too many STEM students, and it's definitely an interesting subject. I do know quite a few physics students, and yeah, I think I know more physics students than any other type of, except for English and media, but like any other. And they all do really like it. They all do really like their subject. Some of the modules, like some of the parts, they like a lot less than the others, but it's like anything. I don't actually know any math students, so I can't comment on maths. But all the physicists like their stuff, especially now that we're in second year, well, going into second year, and they can pick the things that they want to do. A lot of them are doing like physicists, astrophysics, and all that stuff, which I don't understand a lick of, but I do think it's quite cool. Yeah, being a nurse is just like my mum. My mum was a radiographer, and my aunt is a nurse, and I have a cousin that's a paramedic, another cousin that's a pediatrician. It is a lot of work, and I don't think I could ever do that amount of work. I've heard like, oh, good luck. My mum did a stint in the A&E for a bit, and she worked a lot, and yeah, it's very impressive, but I feel like if I did it, I wouldn't even make it through a day, let alone an entire like shift or week. I don't want to be a teacher. I want to go into PR, public relations. Hence, you know, social media and things like that. I'm doing a module next year actually on PR and public relations, which I'm incredibly excited for. I feel like I'm more excited about it than most other people doing that course. But, you know, it does look really fun. I feel like I could go into teaching, but I would prefer not to. I would prefer to, you know, go into PR, do something like a dream job is to work social media for a big company. You know, like how they have like the Google people in Google run their social media, or people in like a travel company that run their social media. I want to be the person that runs the social media. I think it'd be really, really fun. I could still do creative stuff and, like, you know, the actual posts and the content that is made. I feel that's my dream, well, one of my dream jobs, which might be a bit sad, but I feel like it'd be really, really, really fun. Yeah, just kind of, or for like a celebrity, but just be the interaction between, what's the word? Be the bridge between a brand online and their fans online. Kind of like that. Yeah, that's really, really fun. I really like online fandom as well, because I'm a massive nerd, but I feel like it's really interesting how people interact online, especially with pieces of media they like. Hence, you know, me rambling on about PR and things like that. Because also, I feel like it could just be a bunch of fun. I'm very much a media-centric person, which is really funny because I come from a long line of people that worked in medicine. My cousin that's just recently graduated with a first, she did she's absolutely brilliant, and she did biology. And then my older cousin, so it's an older sibling of the one that just graduated, also did biology, but I think biochem. Their mum, the nurse, who is the sister of my mum, who is the radiographer, and on my dad's side, not my sister. So I kind of stick out a bit when it comes to jobs, but it really, really, really does look fun. It's something that I think would be really, really cool. Bro, yeah. Yeah, I know a lot. I lived with 2 engineers last year, and their workload was intense. So I do get why you didn't choose physics. Well, you didn't choose engineering, you went to physics. Because they are kind of similar. Like, I think, who was it? It was either the physicist or the engineer. I know a physicist as well. Was like, oh yeah, physics is just, engineering's just applied physics, and physics is just applied chemistry, and chemistry is just applied biology. So even though they are kind of similar, I do get why you would go for physics, because yeah, it also seems kind of fun. I got to see a lot of what people were doing, and astrophysics does look really cool. I may be definitely more of like a media, humanities, arts kind of person, but I do like STEM. I know I said I didn't like STEM earlier, but it is really cool. And I didn't go into the medicine field because I don't like the gruesome bits, which is a really silly answer, but it is, I guess in easy terms, it's icky, it's gross, there's a lot of things that can happen in the medicine field. My mum saw a lot working in A&E. Obviously, when she was moved into purely radiography, it was a bit better, but I just don't think I can handle it. I feel my mum hated people throwing up, and she was used to everything, and she still couldn't deal with people throwing up. Like, she would hold a bowl out, kind of like, no, don't do it. I feel like I would be a lot worse because I can't handle like blood and all that. I can't. It's just not my cup of tea. I feel like I'd be crying in a corner. Yeah. I could maybe do radiography, if I skipped the A&E part, if I skipped the, you know, the soft, squishy part, like fleshy bits of humans. I was just like, yep, I'm just looking at bones. But Yeah, I feel like you're a lot calmer than me. Yeah, to be fair, I feel like I can be calm in a lot of situations because I do have lifeguarding training, which is not, medical training at all. But a lot of it was just like, if you're in an emergency, stay calm. I was like, okay, noted. I'm not entirely good at it. But it feels like a lot of us have. Yeah, a lot of us have a relationship with the healthcare field. Mm. I'm trying to sit comfortably on this chair. Yeah, it does. Is a bit depressing. But you there's always an optimistic side to it. I think the dough is proving behind me. The dough has 42 minutes left. But I can make the middle bit. Yay! Hello again. Cinnamon. It's taking so long because I'm making it from scratch. And it has to rise. And then I have to roll it out and make cinnamon buns and then put them in for a second prove and then finally cook them. Yeah. I don't know why I'm doing this at midnight. Why I do. It's because my parents just went to bed. And it's a lot easier to, obviously Twitch stream and bake cinnamon buns when they're not there. But have fun with studying. You STEM students are a different breed, and respect that. Have fun. I will see what the recipe calls for the filling. I need to mix together 142 grams of dark brown sugar and 1.5 tablespoons of cinnamon. I say we just eyeball it. Let me have. I have made cinnamon buns before. I made them last week, and they went out pretty well, to be fair. But I'm making them again because I want to test out recipe changes, and also they were really good, and we ate them really quickly. My mum requested more cinnamon, so I'm doing 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. They were really good. The cinnamon buns were absolutely lovely. Exactly. Don't know exactly how much brown sugar I'm adding, but I'm kind of just eyeballing it. I've actually made cupcakes here yet. I probably should. They are quite nice. I know a really good recipe for brownies. I'm going to add another half a tablespoon of cinnamon. But also, if you have any ideas on what I should bake, please let me know. I would love to. I like making different things. I feel like it's really fun. And also, I want to expand what I can actually cook. Because as a uni student, I want, good food that I can make. Yeah, most of my food has, not all of my food, but a decent chunk of my food has been some sort of pasta. Pasta or noodles, instant noodles as well. One of my flatmates had this thing of he didn't eat frozen pizza. And we're like, okay, yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. And to be fair, it lasted a semester. And then he was buying 2 frozen pizzas and eating them in a night with curly fries. It's like, yeah, join us. Join us in having absolutely delicious food that is frozen pizza. I love my flatmates. They're lovely people. But they have some very interesting quirks, such as frozen pizza. All he eats is chili, like chili con carne, and bolognese, because they're cheap to make, and I'm like, you can make other things that are cheap. To be fair, my food hasn't been stolen, but we had a flatmate. I will call him number 7 or 7, because that's the room he was in. And he would constantly steal other people's sauces. He did take my ketchup. But we had another flatmate. I was in a flat that had 7 people in it. I was one of 7. It was interesting. And we had 2 bathrooms. 2 bathrooms. Great. But he would steal people's hot sauce. And so people had to hide their hot sauce. I don't eat hot sauce because I have the taste buds of a child, and that helped me in this case. He would also steal knives and forks from people. Like, I would open my drawer and look at my cutlery, and I wouldn't have knives or forks or spoons. And there was a point in which I didn't have any teaspoons, which I didn't have. I prefer teaspoons over regular spoons because, they're just easy to eat with. So I just didn't have any spoons for a while. I had the big spoons, but I don't eat with them. So I think I ate cereal by just drinking it at one point. I put it in a mug and I just drank my cereal. It was actually really fun. I would suggest doing it. Also did that with soup at one point. But soup, you can kind of, cup of soup exists. Drinking cereal is an experience that you have to have at least once. It was like cornflakes or something. No, I don't eat cornflakes. It was honey hoops. So it was easy to. My entire uni first year experience was interesting. And it had some very strange things happen. So, yeah. We had someone, so number 7, flatmate number 7, invited friends around to stay. He invited 6 friends around for a week, in which, you're not allowed to do that. You can only have someone around for like 2 days? No, it's 2 nights, 3 days, 2 nights, that kind of thing. They got drunk. He was out of the flat. He'd left his friends drunk in our flat. And they left like a takeaway in our sink. Like in our bathroom sink. There was cheesy chips. And we kind of, I discovered it in the morning. I was gonna go to because it was early in the morning, I had a lecture to go to. Open the door to the bathroom. If you open the door, shower's right in front of you, toilet's to the side, sink's there. Turn, cheesy chips. Just sitting in a sink. I then left. I didn't even, there are toilets in the main uni building. I just went there. I don't know if that's the weirdest thing that happened. I might text my flatmates, because we're living together next year, so we still have the group chat. Well, except for number 7. Number 7 is leaving, which is great. And we're getting a random new flatmate. But I'm having a look. Okay, great thing is I go to uni up north, like north of England, and I pay about 110 a week. I'm paying about 110 a week, maybe a bit more next year. I think this year I paid 105 a week, which is pretty good. My entire uni accommodation was just under £5,000 for a year. My friend who's in London, I think her flat from last year cost about it's £12,000. I think her flat was £12,000 because it was in London. And I couldn't believe that. I think she had like 10 people in there as well. And I was like, yeah, 10, 12, 7, 12. It's London. It's expensive. This is why you go up north. It's cheap. It's great. You don't go down south, you go up north. And everything's cheap. Including a pint. This chair's really squeaky. I've never been to Las Vegas, but I'll take your word for it. My grandparents went to Las Vegas, and I didn't really talk about pricing with them. I mean, you have a weird conversation to have with your grandparents. Is that like per week or per month? Okay. Wait. So we were there for 9 months. And what about Las Vegas? Oh, Vegas prices. 9 months of student accommodation at $2,500 a month is bloody hell. $22,500. I'm looking at the conversion right now because that's insane. Okay. Why is the conversion rate so bad? That's only 16,000. Only 16,000. I couldn't afford that anyway. But it's an extra $4,000 on top of what my friend is paying. Yeah, I've got cousins in America, and that is horrifically expensive. Yeah, I think like the place where I live, it's pretty chill. And you've got to do what you've got to do, you know? I was about to say, thankfully my student maintenance loan covers my rent. Not next year. Next year I will be short 300 quid. I think that's just for the year though, which means I have to beg my dad for money. Because my dad, he does send me money because I get just enough to cover my student, like my accommodation, and I need money to live, and I couldn't get a job, so he did send me money, and so I'm like, Dad, can you send me more money, please? And I feel really bad about it because I hate asking for like large amounts of money because it's just, I feel really bad. I feel like I'm asking for too much. However, without it, I wouldn't be able to go to uni because I wouldn't be able to eat. Yeah. He has offered to, send me and my mum to London for a couple of days as well, which is nice. Because I have nothing to do here, but yeah. But I do have things to do here, but I just complain about being bored. I have made it a mission to walk every street where I live, and I've done about half of it, and I think my step count got up to like 20k for a solid couple days. He also wants my mum to have a bit of a chill, like a bit of a relax, because I think the heat has been stressing us all out. I got very much into walking. I've stopped walking so much now because I think I'm a bit shattered, but let me pull up my step count. Yesterday I did 10,000. Okay, the only time I've actually hit 20k steps was the 6th of July. Oh, that was so long ago. 2 weeks ago. Ugh. I don't like how quickly this like summer is going. I've done not much. I'm trying to get my step count up because I didn't do a lot of walking when I was at uni. Well, no, that's a lie. I did a decent amount, but I'm now very much hitting my 10k steps a day. Unless I'm like, no, and I sit down in front of the TV for the day and binge watch TV. When I went to sixth form, I actually got more steps a day than I did when I went to uni, which confused me. But, I need to get back into running. I stopped running because I had like 3 things take me out. One after that, I had not a sprained ankle, but I hurt my ankle. Then it was too hot to run, and then I got ill, and so I couldn't eat without wanting to throw up, and so I didn't have any energy, so I couldn't run. And now, finally cleared of those 3 things, and I can finally go running again, and my step count will get up, because I do enjoy 5Ks. I do enjoy running a 5K. I preferred running them when I was in uni though. I don't like the route that I have when I'm here. I don't know why. It might just be like psychological. Pavloved myself? No. I'm not a psychology student. so I don't know. I do actually know 2 psychology students. I might ask. I do miss my running route from uni. There's still 23 minutes left for this dough to prove. On the 25th of June, I did 700 steps. Lovely. When did I move back home? Here. Yeah, when I was back at uni, I averaged like 7,000 to 9,000 steps a day. And now it's 12,000 steps. I enjoy, whenever I go running, I put in an audiobook, and that very much makes it a lot more fun. But I am going hiking soon. I'm going hiking at the end of this week. Actually sort my stuff out. So I will be forced to do exercise because we're going up 2 mountains, big hills, something like that, which will be fun. Especially because one of the people I'm hiking with hasn't hiked before. And this was supposed to be his introduction to hiking. I'm excited about. I may potentially make a YouTube video about it. Not the friend, but just being like, I'm going hiking, guys. It's fun. We've got 20 minutes left on the dough. I'm gonna have a quick peek. It's risen so much. Yes. Probably not streaming from the mountains or streaming from like the campsite, because one, I don't think there's going to be very good Wi-Fi, and yeah, it's a great chance to unplug, you know. I say as I just said I want to, film a YouTube video hiking, but I feel like my dog is kind of lazy, but she does. My dad did think about taking her to the Peak District, I think it was, not the Lake District, and just giving her a run around, even though the Peak District is not a short drive from our house. But, do you get... We were sitting on the sofa, like me, my mum and the dog, because my dad was out, and she gets off the sofa, so I reach over to like give her a bit of attention before she goes. She yelps, jumps off the sofa, goes to my mum. My mum turns to me, is like, what was that? I turned to her, I was like, I don't know, what was that? She then runs to my mum. My mum tries to give her attention, like pet her. She yelps again, runs and hides behind the sofa. So we both get on the floor, like sit on the floor, be like, what's wrong? Are you okay? She stays far away from us, comes up, sniffs us and leaves. we're ringing my dad, like, there's something wrong with the dog. Come home. But his phone is off or something. And, like, 30 minutes later, my dad gets back, goes, oh, sorry, my phone was in my friend's bag. And he's petting the dog. She yelps again. And long story short, because I'm really bad at telling stories, which is great for an English student. But we think the dog bruised herself when she was running around or playing or something. Because I think there's like a lump on her leg. Which is great. And like whenever we go near her, she like touch her, she starts shaking. And I'm like, dog, what is going on? Are you okay? She's fine. But oh, she gave me a right fright. Scared the daylights out of me. A week in the Lake District does sound pretty good though. It's mojito time. I think I still have some digestives in the fridge. These are don't mind how ripped they are. But, yeah, it's fine. The dog's laying down outside, so I had to go say hello to her. That does sound pretty nice. To be fair, I'm going with like a pretty decent group of friends hiking, so I think we will just have like, it's not a week, it's 3 or 4 days, but I'm very, very, very much excited for it. It's just gonna be, I can bring cards. Yeah, I've not gone shopping for food yet. We're just gonna, there are gonna be no open shops except for a Spoons. I need to go food shopping. I went out on a night out when I was still at uni and went to Spoons, and the best Spoons drink, hands down, is a hot chocolate. It is the best. Because you get a little hot chocolate sachet and you go to the little machine and you press the warm milk button or the hot milk button. And it's so good. It is truly the best thing I've ever drunk on a night out. And I will stand by that. Spoons hot chocolate will always be the best thing. It may have been because I was absolutely shattered and I was about to fall asleep, but it was absolutely lovely. I'll see if I have a photo of it. I probably don't. I need an energy drink or something. God. Can't find Spoon's hot chocolate, but I can find when I went to Wales. You know, priorities, am I right? That was hot chocolate after a night out. That was when there was an ambulance. I have a flatmate that only eats bolognese and chili. We've discussed. I have a flatmate that eats whole pot pies. Straight from the oven. Aha, here it is. Spoon's hot chocolate. And it was absolutely lovely. I paired it with alcohol as well, but the hot chocolate was great. I'm genuinely shattered. I don't know what's taken over me. I got like an influx of messages, and one of them was this. That's great. Sainsbury's really does do great drink. It was one of my friends asking if people are free this week. I love getting those random messages from bots that's like, you can promote your streams using this website. I know it's a dodgy website. I'm not gonna click on it. It's like that squeaky chair. It's like that time that person was like, it was definitely trying to get me to inquire about the, what was it, graphic design services. It's like, I don't really want them. It's like these websites. Stop sending me dodgy links. I'm not going to click on them. I just delete them instantly because I think they're funny. But it is kind of just like, okay, when do you stop? When do you stop? I probably should block them, but I always forget to. Don't smell cinnamon. Straight from the box. Let me see. Oh, I'm on the Twitch page. Apparently my live stream is excellent. Thanks, Twitch. That makes my day. I should probably go through. I feel like I was really not twitchy, but like I was very. Whenever people were in the chat, I was like, "What are you typing?" I will delete your messages. Mine mine was also unstable. I think it said like what the bit rate was too high, and I was like, I don't know what that means. I didn't even know what OBS was. I don't know what bitrate is. I will learn one day. But not at 1:23 on a Wednesday morning. Not right now. I should probably learn what bitrate is. I'm sure at some point bitrate will be important and I'll have to know what it is. Today is not that day. Tomorrow won't be that day. The day after won't be that day. But it will come soon. Anyway, they are currently just funny numbers to me. I think I may have made too much filling, so I keep adding it in. So what else is there on Twitch? Bitrate, broadcasting in 720 something. My setup is vertical, or yeah. I also don't know the difference between vertical and horizontal. I had a landscape and portrait. Didn't know them for a concerning while though. Yeah. I'm blaming the dyslexia. Because I probably have it. But you know. It was great when I was trying to learn to drive as well. And my instructor was like, turn left, and I had to go like this. My driving instructor was like, you can't take both hands off the wheel when you're learning to drive. I'm like, yeah, but if I don't take one off, both of these look like an L to me. My teacher didn't do that. My instructor didn't have those. I feel like those stickers would have been really helpful. Instead of, endangering me and everyone in the car whenever I have to turn. I used to do it was like, I wear a ring on this one, not this one. So I can kind of tell, because this is right and this is left. I had 2 instructors when I learned to drive, which was really interesting. One of my friends, he learnt through his mum. I had 2 instructors. First instructor wouldn't let go of the wheel when I tried to drive, which wasn't the best when I'm, trying to learn to drive. And the best part about that experience was when we were driving down a motorway. And, I was just driving at, 67, I've forgotten. I probably shouldn't have forgotten. I'm driving down, and she's holding onto the wheel. And then she starts picking lint off her jumper. And as she's doing so, she's pulling the wheel. And slowly, we're in the, motorway, got lanes, we're in this lane. And slowly we start drifting across. And I'm like, and I kind of look over at her. And she doesn't notice, so I have to I'm tugging this wheel back as quick as I can. Otherwise we will end up in the bushes. And she was still surprised that She was still surprised that I changed driving instructors. Yeah. Obviously I changed driving instructors. You wouldn't let go of the wheel and you almost sent us into bushes on a motorway. My second driving instructor didn't hold the wheel, but he did make me cry. And I was warned about him from other people because they made other people cry. Which was great. My driving instructors have thankfully never ended up in a ditch, unlike... You would think a driving instructor would at least have a bit of shame about ending up in a ditch. I'm also just making sandcastles with the brown sugar. I'm very glad to not... I don't have my license. But I'm glad I'm not taking driving lessons anymore. My dad keeps saying that I should pick them back up again, and I also agree. But he keeps saying that I should pick them up where I'm, like, in the city that I'm in at uni. Except it's got one of the worst driving... Like, it's one of the lowest driving test rates, like driving pass rate tests. Driving test pass rates in the entirety of England. He's like, oh, if you learn to drive there, you'll be able to drive anywhere. I'm like, no, I won't be able to drive there because no one can drive there. Even the people that have their license. Sorry to the people in my uni city. They cannot drive to save anyone's life. I have almost gotten hit. The dough is finished. It's been an hour. It's proved. It's potentially ready. Dough. Okay. Still needs to be proved a second time. Spread softened butter. Generously dust a surface with flour. Turn out the dough and use a rolling pin to roll the dough into a 10 by 14 inch rectangle. Okay. Enjoy software updates. Oh, software compiling? Dough. Okay, we can all look at that. I'm gonna put this bowl over here. You can see my handprint in there. I need a rolling pin. I don't know where a rolling pin's gone. Oh, never mind. Rolling pin. Flip. I need to move this out the way. I have a feeling I could make 2 batches out of this. Okay, that's about a 14 by 10. Just gonna dust off all that extra flour. Now this is the fun part, which made me laugh quite a bit last time I did this, is massaging the butter into this. Enjoy butter rubbing ASMR again. fair, this is going to be the last bit of butter, hopefully, because it is a strange, strange feeling. Okay, I think we're done. I got a little bit too into it at the end there. I don't know where I put the towel I was using. Also managed to get a decent amount of flour on me again. Okay. Now it's just sprinkle the filling over the top. That smells like cinnamon. Look at that. Okay, that's... I made a little bit too much. And the thing is, I want the filling to stay in, so I might have to take a little bit off. I'm hoping it stays good. And now I'm just going to try to make this a little bit more square. Okay, I can't actually move this any further back. So now I'm just gonna roll it. No, it's burst. There we go. Okay. The last time I did this, I secured it with more butter. So, just gonna add little bits of butter just around, just to stick it together. Oh, I'm covered in flour again. Great. See, this is why I don't like working with flour. I'm gonna put my apron back on. I should have done that a while ago. Use your hands to, it's compact. This is the fun part. I need to make sure that we've got enough. Don't try this at home. Always important to add a safety warning. Now you're supposed to off-cut a little bit at each end. I'm going to put it in a mini... There's so much flour. It's not going well for me. Knife is not sharp enough. I feel like it's bread knife time. You're supposed... I use my thumb to measure it because my thumb is about an inch long. Tiny mini one. Better lighting here. Tiny mini one. Full size big one. Okay, then we'll never guess what we have to do again. We then have to prove it again. Yay! Cover with plastic wrap and a towel and let rise again until the rolls are doubled in size. 45 minutes to an hour. I'm going to do it for 45 minutes because it's almost 2 AM. And I'm tired. I've already set the timer because I don't want to do this anymore. Where did I put the scissors? clean up again. Clean. Cinnamon goes in there. I have leftover cinnamon mix. I'm just going to keep that closed for now. I'm just going to keep the cupboard closed. Where is a little bit of a mess on the table. Doesn't matter. I've been hunched over for too long making those cinnamon buns. That's a nice stretch. So much washing up to do it. It will be worth it. It will so be worth it. However, we're gonna have this is terrible light. It's fine. Have a quick bit of just it's 2 a.m. We have 38 minutes left. It's 2 past 2. 38 minutes left. Then it's on to cooking, but they only cook for like 20 minutes. And I'm gonna eat one. Yeah. They cook for 20 to 25 minutes. I'm gonna be so excited for when that happens. Yeah, they're gonna be done at 3. And then I'm gonna eat one because I deserve one. changed into my pajamas, brush my teeth, go to bed. It's gonna be great. I'm still covered in flour. I started making these at 1:45. Quarter to midnight. I'm gonna take the apron off. It was my family. Family definitely were like, they've always been big bakers, big cookers. They've really been into all of that, and so I kind of just picked it up, and now it's just something I like doing, but also something I'm good at. So I kind of just like, I feel like my nan's is probably a Christmas pudding. We don't actually have a family recipe. We just have like a conglomerate of stuff that we know how to make. My dad really likes making pork pies. So much so that I photographed a pork pie workshop as just a bit of work. It's really weird. As well as like anything to do with tomatoes and chilies. I don't know. I feel like I should make a family recipe then. At this rate, it's gonna be cinnamon buns. The amount of time I'm gonna make them. Or the triple chocolate cookies that have become my staple. I make them and everyone loves them. Not bragging. Well, I'm bragging a little bit. But people keep requesting them, so I've made them so many times. I absolutely I don't hate making them now. But there are so many other things I can make. I can make brownies, I can make cheesecake, I can make cinnamon buns, I can make other types of cake. But they always request these triple chocolate cookies. I'm like, please, I can make other things, I promise you. Please, just trust me when I say I can make something else. But they're my staple. They're the ones that everyone always asks for. I feel like that's my family recipe. Like, one day if I ever have kids, I'll teach them how to make those cookies, and I was like, you cannot share that recipe. Anyone? Even my ex, he was like, oh, can I have a recipe from your recipe book? I was like, no. It was like, no, I said, you have to stick around, like, the recipe book is only for very, very, very connected people. And he didn't stick around. He broke up with me after 6 months. He lost out on potential recipes. That's his loss. He could have learned how to make triple chocolate cookies. They're absolutely banging. Why did my ex break up with me, or why did he lose out on the recipes? Because the recipes are brilliant. He was like, oh, we've grown apart, and I just don't like you anymore. I had like an entire, shockingly, it was when I was making the triple chocolate cookies, where I was like chatting about it, but then I forgot to download that stream, so now I don't have it anymore. I have a very very bad streak of exes, as in I have terrible taste in men. Most recent one, great example of it. And also great example. Oh god. Also a great example of my type, but he dated one of my friends beforehand, didn't tell me about it, and so before that we were like, when I met him, I knew that he liked me from like, it was at a society event, we were all getting to know each other for the first time. I was like, because after the society event, we lived like a minute away from each other, our accommodation was a minute away from each other. He walks me home, you know, it's cold, he gives me his jacket, it's also a very nice jacket, it was a leather jacket, kinda wish I took it, it's quite nice. He gives, you know, it's that entire thing of like, it's like, okay, yeah, dude likes me. Exactly, like, dude, nothing more stereotypical than that. We spent the next couple months, like, being friends, being close with, like, you know, chatting, hanging out, but we hung out a lot one-on-one, and, like, most of it felt like a date. So we went to go see the fireworks down by the river, and I was like, yeah, this feels like a date, because he would have his arm around me, we were chatting, and it was like, this feels like a date. Then, you know, fast forward a bit, we don't speak for a couple weeks. I'm like, okay, it's a bit weird. He comes around to mine, you know, chatting with my flatmates. I let him out afterwards, let him out, sounds like a dog, but like, the way our accommodation worked is someone with a key had to let you out. So I let him out. And normally we, you know, friendly hug afterwards. Doesn't hug me, I'm like, okay, that's a bit weird. But then, fast forward a bit later, one of my friends, we're at a pub, she's talking about her ex, and connections start going off. I'm like, yeah, it sounds. So I do a bit of digging. I ask around because I don't want to make any assumptions. I'm like, you know, is this person, like, did these two people date? What's going on? Because obviously, don't want to jump to conclusions. I get confirmation that these two people dated. I am about to scream at my ex, who wasn't my ex at the time, but like, I was like, we were like, we had like 2 impromptu sleepovers because we were just chatting for so late into the night. It was like, okay, we'll just like, you know, I'll get like an extra pillow, an extra blanket, you just like yeah. And like, again, bonfire night. I'm gonna look back on this and be like, I use so many filler words. But anyway, you know, Guy Fawkes night, bonfire night, things like that. Yeah, really, really close. So I'm about to scream at him. He's like, oh no, we dated for like a week, and then I went to the neighbouring city, and I talked to my friends, and they made me realise I wanted to break up with her. So I'm like, okay. And fast forward a bit later, we, like, you know, start dating. Not proud of that. And, yeah. And then I get a text. He's like, oh, we need to talk about our relationship. I'm like, I'm being broken up with. He's like, and I say, okay, well, my room's a bit of a mess because I'm packing to go home. Because this was at the end of my contract. End of uni year 1, we need to get out of our flat because our contract is coming to an end. Like, we will be paying, the time we are legally allowed in the flat is ending, kind of thing. So I'm like, my room's a bit of a mess because I'm packing to go. I'm like, we can go in the kitchen. He's like, I just want you to be comfortable. Is that, you sure that's private enough? I'm like, I'm being broken up with. Great. Everyone around me tries to convince me that he's not breaking up with me. even myself, because I'm like, you know, think positive, that kind of thing. He breaks up with me, obviously. He does it in the worst way possible, because he keeps going on about how nervous he is to break up with me. And it's like, really? Really? Oh. And it's, for real, he doesn't get access to the sacred cookbook anymore. It's just really weird. So I went to a concert with one of his friends. Like, well, his friends are lovely. But he was on my legs shaking because I was so nervous. He was so annoying. A bit tired. Yeah. That's the X. Okay. I do have quite a few interesting X's. But I feel like some of them should not be spoken of, you know? Like, what is it? I don't like summon them. I did actually see one of them. I say one of them. I have 2 X's, and one of them was the uni one. But I saw the worst one was the first one. I won't get into all of it because it was a whole thing. But I saw him in town the other day with his new girlfriend. Kind of awkward. Yeah, and it's like, at first I didn't recognise him. So I kind of like looked at him and looked back and kept like looking like, is that really him? Yeah, like, I think he's changed. I'm not sure. I hope he's changed. Because otherwise I might write it and be like, girl, you okay? But also before I saw him in town, like a couple of days before I saw him, I saw his younger sister. We made eye contact. And it was real, cause like, do I pretend to know who you are? Do I awkwardly do like? It was an experience. It's a very strange experience. For real. How 23 minutes until they've finished proving. Thank God. Hello. One of my friends sent a very long paragraph, having a very interesting read. still have 22 minutes and 22 seconds exactly till this is done. Oh, I really should do the washing up, but I might do that later when I can just put my headphones in and listen to music. Because right now it's very much sitting on the floor time. I'm not actually drunk, I'm just very tired. This is a Sainsbury's mojito. I don't think I've had. I'm just shattered. I've been making these cinnamon buns since midnight BST, I guess. They're gonna be finished about 3 a.m. and I hate it. I want them to be done now. But they have another 20 minutes to prove and then 20 minutes in the oven. It's great. And I've been covered in flour, just less covered in flour currently, which is great. Having great times on the floor. Great times on the floor. To be fair, it is quite nice to sit on the floor. I've said floor too many times in the last minute. Yeah, I'm not drunk currently. I feel like it would be very fun to do like drunk cooking, in which I just do a load of shots. One day. Definitely one day. "19 minutes, 55 seconds. Woo. There's also random stuff still in the oven. That I think is chicken. And that is a thermometer. I am... The lighting's really weird. I am very much British. Except I've been up north for 9 months at uni, which may make me sound a little bit weird. I had someone ask if I was from Norwich? I'm not from Norwich. But they were very much certain that I was. It was a weird experience. That's not gonna work. I have American cousins. I have American family. But very much English. Are you American or British is the question. Yeah, I'm just British. I shouldn't do that one. I think that's become an emote for me. Let's do this. I got it off my friend. 17 minutes, almost 16. 16 minutes. It's supposed to double in size. I just want them to come in the bloody oven. I'm gonna get a broom first. The broom. The dog likes to chew on it. Because when she was a puppy, she would bite it. I don't know why. One of my friends will be very happy that you said that. No, I have two friends from Manchester. I am not from Manchester. I'm also not from London. It's quite a fun accent, I think. My friends say that I've got a posh accent. So, I don't think it's posh. I'm gonna send. I've taken a photo of you. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm not from Manchester. I actually know quite a few people from Manchester because one of my. Yeah, since I've gone to uni, I know a lot. I do know a couple Londoners. I know a couple people from Wales. I do know a couple of Mancunians. I know people from Manchester. Londoners, Manchester. Someone from Bristol. Scousers. I know a couple Scousers. I know one person from Birmingham. I know loads of British people. I'm British. This just needs to hurry up. That's hot. That's quite warm. Don't know why I thought it wasn't going to be warm. There's nothing wrong with being a Scotsman, you know? I mean, I've got a cousin that's Scottish, so I think I've just gotten used to it, but some of it is interesting. But I find it's like that with Americans. Sometimes I can't understand a single word they're saying. start making the icing. Fair. The accent is not for the faint of hearted. But also, they have Scots Gaelic. So perhaps you can understand English. You can understand English. I don't know what I'm saying. You can understand English. Perhaps they're just speaking Scots Gaelic. They just want to make you feel like you're going insane. Are you British or are you American or are you something different? If you're French, I feel like it's a curse that I've got a lot of French people around here, which is weird because I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with the French. Are you French? That's my next question. Ah, very nice. I'm trying to get cream cheese out. It's not working. I'll be back in a second. Ooh. Nice. I have never been to Saudi Arabia, shockingly, I know. But I feel like it would be quite an interesting place to visit. Do you have any recommendations for where to go in Saudi Arabia? As someone who knows nothing about the country. Country? Yes. I say make it. I will make a note of that. I probably won't do a lot of travelling currently, mainly because, you know, student. But I feel like when I'm older, I'd love to do some travelling. I feel like because I didn't do a gap year, and all of my flatmates did, it does feel a little bit weird. I feel like one day I will travel to like everywhere. I hope. I'll at least go to like Greece, which I know is a bit basic, but Greece and Rome and Egypt. I am very much a massive mythology and religion fan. I sing. So I want to learn hieroglyphics because I think it'd be really, really fun. I want to see the Sphinx. There's anywhere else I would like to go. I feel like France, but not Paris. Some nice little town, city that isn't Paris. Nothing against Paris. Nothing against Paris. But I feel like everyone goes to Paris. There's nothing. Yeah, Britain's made up of, well, the island. You've got England, which is me, Wales and Scotland, and then the United Kingdom has Northern Ireland. No. It's like flying about. Not Ireland, Northern Ireland and Ireland are separate. People have opinions on that. Right, do that. I know a lot more about English culture and English history than I do about anything else because I have a lot of books on it. In the I love mythology and religion kind of way. Just putting that out there. I just think it's cool to know about the ancient mythology of, you know, the land you live on. Nice. There's a lot. It would be quite nice to travel around and do it. I just really want. Traveling does sound really fun right now. Okay, I've made this icing quite sweet. Fair. England's not so great on rejecting tribal racism, or racism in general, which is not great. My shoulders are killing me. Two minutes. I feel like I'm gonna check on the sound. they have very, very much doubled in size. Look at them. They're massive. Okay, we can actually cook them now, which is great. That's just... We just have tin foil. It's not chicken, it's just a random thing of tin foil. Great. Okay, I probably should have preheated the oven a little bit earlier. It's in American, so it's 350 Fahrenheit. Okay, 180. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay, I'll let that preheat for a little bit. Icing. Doc scared me for a second. Went over to just go say hi. She was sleeping so deeply. Gave me a right panic. We have a, what's it called? A thermometer in the oven now because my dad made me buy 2 thermometers for him. One for his pork pies, one for the oven. Wish I was joking. Yeah, Britain's kind of gone. I don't know what's going on in Britain. It's not great. We can only hope that, I don't know, people come to their senses and stop acting stupid. The oven's not even, that was at 75 degrees. Cheeky check on Instagram. The oven still needs to heat up because it's on like 17 degrees. Well, not 17, but a shockingly low temperature. And I just want them to be done. Okay, it's almost at 100. Almost at 100 degrees. Oh my god, 200. For real. There you go. I'm trying to do a little bit of washing because it's just random stuff in this kitchen. For real. Time to properly stretch it. I've been like hunched over like that for the past 3 hours and it's taking a toll on my spine. I did just realise that I just like properly not said anything. I just started washing the dishes and I just said nothing. I genuinely cannot wait to try one of these cinnamon buns. I know I saw her mention coffee, and now I don't drink coffee, but I can see the appeal. I'm really tempted to make, like, I don't even drink tea, but like a cup of tea. But I know that I shouldn't, because otherwise I will, like, I will not go to bed. I will just stay awake the rest of the night, which is not really what I want to do. That one's really don't watch that right now. Tea is very British. Somehow. It's very British. Okay, it's almost at 170. That is actually a very useful thermometer. More stretches. You know, the British love tea so much that they, you know. Trust it. There we go. I can't do it with that hand. But I can do it. But you know. Oh yeah, wait. Let me see if I can. You cannot see it from there. The tea here. I don't know where we got it from. This is baked apple tea. I think it may have been a gift. My family doesn't even drink a lot of tea. My mum drinks the most tea. And by that I mean a cup a month. I feel like I need to drink more tea just to, it makes sense that we have a tea cupboard. Tea, hot chocolate and coffee. It's a hot drinks cupboard. Can you actually see any? Okay, you can see a little bit. This is tea. This is sugar. This is coffee, hot chocolate, coffee, more hot chocolate, coffee, mulled wine for some reason. Yeah, for some reason we have mulled wine seasoning flavour in there. I don't know why. It's at temperature. tiny one. Okay. Home stretch. Home stretch. Home stretch. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. And then we are done. Just 20 minutes. Only 20 more minutes. Checking messages. I know, I started this yesterday. I started this at 1:45 yesterday. It's taken 3 hours. 3 hours to make stupid cinnamon buns. One of my friends booked a last-minute massage. I need a last-minute massage after 3 hours of this. And I want bro's life. Bro travels all the time. It's... yeah, just... the weird... The sentiment is nice. There will not be any cinnamon rolls left over. They will be eaten by my family by this time tomorrow, if I let them. These cinnamon buns are a coveted item in our household. My mom has been begging me to make these for years at this point. It'll be nice to... I'm gonna grab the cinnamon roll I got from Sainsbury's quickly. Sainsbury's cinnamon roll. Presentation. 0. It does smell like cinnamon. Always good. Look at that. Look at the bottom of it as well. It's like a cinnamon swirl, not a cinnamon bun. Never repeat. Okay. It does smell really. It smells like cinnamon. Actually, it's really dry and flaky, but not in like the good. I was expecting something a lot lighter and fluffier. But I could just have another bite. I have regret. It's okay. It smells a lot more cinnamony than it tastes. The cinnamon is mainly in the icing, which is a bit as I was expecting. Okay, I know I can't expect cream cheese icing. It's been out all day. I don't know why I'm eating more of it. I don't actually like it. It is rather disappointing. I need to do like a blind taste test. Yeah. One day, I will do a blind taste test with someone, and I will force them to eat random things from Sainsbury's and my versions of them. Random people. I mean, I'll let them choose. Since I'll let them choose what they eat. I won't force them most of the time. It's yeah. I'm gonna. I still have 12 minutes left. 12 minutes. Okay, so have a disappointing cinnamon bun. I'm trying to think what the taste. It was very much more flaky pastry than any other type of pastry, which I think did off-put me. It's like, you can see them in the oven there. I'm so looking forward to eating them. They just need to cook for a bit longer. I'm gonna put this cinnamon. No, I'm gonna. A good chunk of them will be for tomorrow. Oh, I say tomorrow. 4 hours when my parents wake up. I'll be like, surprise, cinnamon bun. But the tiny little one, there's the big one and the little one. That little one is for me right now. I'm supposed to let them stand for 10 minutes before I eat them. I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna eat them. There's no way that they're just going to sit there and not be eaten. soon as I like eat one, they are really nice Cinnamon buns, but I'm gonna eat like one and then I'm gonna go to bed. I am shattered. It's 3:05 in the morning and I don't want to be awake. I want to go to bed. I don't know yet, but I know I'm gonna eat one entirely and it's going to be lovely. I keep seeing my friends posting really strange things on Instagram and like good for them, honestly. Good for them. Be back in a second. Let's see the dog again. The dog is probably sick of me at this point. She's having a nice little sleep and I keep going in. She's doing okay. No, she's not been. I wanted to take her to the vet today, because obviously her leg, she's been, it's not her leg, but there's a little spot on her leg. You touch, she kind of yelps, and she was not. But we're keeping an eye on her, and she's having a nice sleep. So I keep going in to check on her, because I'm just like, I worry. But she's doing good. She's just, I think, sick and tired of me going and interrupting her sleep to check on her. Six minutes until they're done. People are strange. I'm trying to keep myself awake. That is the Macarena. It is 4 minutes. They are getting toasted. The macarena is keeping me awake. I can do it with my eyes closed. It is one of the best dances in the world. It is also just very easy to do. And I am, again, rather tired. Shockingly. Shock horror. I know. Arm stretch. For real, it just needs to hurry up and get out of the oven. 2 minutes and 42 seconds. It's turned off. My mum would say that I've lost my mind as well, but she's asleep. So we're all good. Although if you see me do it a lot weirder than dancing in the kitchen at 3 AM. I was a weird kid. I'm still a weird kid. Forgot to turn it down from 200 to 180. It's followed 200 for the last minute. Last 18 minutes and 40-ish seconds. Oops. It's not too much video. We are down to the final minute. Finally. Finally. I'm so tired. Final 30 seconds. Very, very important time. Seventeen, 16. It's turned off. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1. crispy. Look at that! Cinnamon rolls! Yeah, the little baby ones are a bit crispy. That's fine. Little baby ones. Probably should have put it down to 180 instead of keeping it on 200 for however long, but okay, tiny baby ones are getting iced, and then I'm gonna eat them, give my review. Cinnamon rolls. The recipe is somewhere. I'll get it at some point, and the recipe will be on my YouTube and on my Instagram. I will pop things in. And when I said that, you know, this is something that I'm trying to, you know, build a portfolio for my future career for when I go into PR and stuff. So the recipe should be on there. I will double check and I'll make sure that it is, once I, you know, upload and post things about cinnamon rolls, recipe on there. Cause, you know, it will be, the recipe will be somewhere, I promise. I will just look out for a post about cinnamon buns and it will be there. Okay, I'm gonna ice these. Icing! That is a cube of butter. Oops. They are steaming. They are so nice. Cinnamon buns? They smell good. These were worth it. They are soft and fluffy and warm. Oh, they were so good. They are so good. They are perfect. And they are filled with delicious cinnamon goodness and topped with cream cheese icing, as they should be. That is a proper cinnamon bun. I'm gonna ice the rest of them. buns. They are very nice, but I might be biased. They are cinnamon buns. I promise I will link the recipe when this goes up on YouTube, Instagram, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, whatever it is. I will see you soon.